Yay, okay. I think I got everything to work. You guys, I'm so proud of myself. Everything's working and I haven't knocked over the camera. Hey, so I thought it'd be really fun to try something new and different today. I have been getting a ton of questions from you guys as you've been reading through Permission Granted. Thank you so much. And I'm hearing a lot of the same questions over and over again, which is terrific. So I was thinking it'd be fun to pop in here and just answer one of those questions at a time. And we'll just keep coming back and answering your questions till they're all answered. So if you have questions for me, please do message me or drop them in the comments, or if you're watching live, ask now. Hi, Lisa. And if you don't have a copy of Permission Granted yet, you can get that anywhere you buy books. All the big bookstores have it in stock, and any independent bookstore will order it for you if they don't have it already. So today's question is probably the one I hear most often right now, and I love this question, and it is, how do I make time to listen to my own inner voice, to figure out what I need, right, to do what I need for myself when I'm a busy mom, right? How do busy moms make time to take care of ourselves and to figure out what it is that we need and to hear ourselves? And I think about this all the time. I have 6 kids, and we homeschool them even when there's not a global pandemic going on. So figuring out how to do stuff, even little stuff, with kids all around, which there are right now, is something I have a lot of practice with. So I can give you a zillion logistical answers to how do I make time to listen for my own inner voice with kids everywhere. But for me, honestly, this is usually a question of priorities. And if I address the priority part first, the logistics tend to fall into place. So this is what I mean. As a parent, I really want to be meeting everybody's needs before everybody's wants, right? That feels really aligned for me, that I'm teaching my kids that they'll get what they need, that they can ask for what they need, that we can meet our needs first before we're worrying about what everybody wants. And that feels great. The tricky thing is that I tend to think of everything my kids ask for as a need, and everything that I might bring up as a want. And that's where I need to keep continually redefining that piece, right? And it makes sense where that comes from, because when they're teeny little babies, everything actually is a need, right? Everything they're asking for, if they're a crying baby, they need to be fed, or they need to be changed, or to sleep, or whatever it is, those things are all needs, right? When they're tiny, tiny babies, everything's a need. But then as they get a little bit bigger, the need level kind of goes down, and some things are wants. And so at that point, like, some of my needs can start taking up more space. But that's hard to remember. There's no like hard and fast line where suddenly today they need less than they needed yesterday. So I have to be, as a mom, continually recalibrating what's a need, what's a want, and what can they wait on, right? So that I can get what I need too. I don't want to be just giving my kids everything they want at the expense of everything I need, because long-term that's not actually what they want to have happen either. So for example, if I need 5 minutes to listen to myself, just 5 minutes of quiet to get centered again, and my 7-year-old at the same time as that wants me to come outside and watch her ride her bike, which she totally does, right? That's a want, and that could wait. That can wait for 5 minutes. She can totally do that. That's how she gets to learn compassion. That's how she gets to learn patience. That's how she gets to learn to trust her own self, right? That she can figure stuff out. She gets to learn that she can take care of herself for those 5 minutes, so she can figure out what to do with herself and how to wait. So that's actually a great skill that I love to be able to teach them. But I have to remember that I want them to know that. I have to remember that I'm gonna make that choice to do what I need, even if that means my kids' wants have to wait a little bit. Okay, so that's the priority piece. And when I've got that part sorted out, usually the logistics will fall into place. But if not, here's some ideas about the logistics of how I actually make that work. So when I want to listen to myself as a mom, really, this is the same as any other habit that I want to have at the same time as I have kids around. And so with any habit, I need to be able to break it down to its simplest possible form, right? So if I might like to spend 20 minutes in silent meditation, right? I would love that. That'd be amazing. But what I have is the 2 minutes while I'm drinking my cup of tea and my kids are playing quietly. Okay, well, I've got the 2 minutes, right? That's the simplest form. And on a really wild day, sometimes I don't even have the 2 minutes. You know what I have then is 3 breaths, the 3 breaths rule. So I always have the space of 3 breaths to come back to. Okay, so if everything's wild and crazy, I can't even get 2 minutes, I can take 3 breaths to close my eyes and get centered and notice how I'm feeling, what's going on in my body, in my mind, in my spirit. And even just that little tiny moment of connection is building that habit for me from day to day, that I do check in with myself. I get to know myself as a person who does that, right? I say I'm a person who checks in with myself. I'm a person who listens for my inner voice. When I have a decision to make, I come back to that first, because I'm building that tiny, simple little habit. The other thing is I have to be really flexible. Like with everything in parenting, right? We have to be flexible. So I might love the idea of being able to do really long morning routine, right? I have friends who have this like hour or 2 hours where they have meditation and quiet and journaling, and they have their coffee and they make a big breakfast, like the big long thing. I just don't have that right now in my life. And it's not a priority for me. So instead, I'm going to be flexible with that habit and say, okay, if it has to happen, in the minutes when my kids happen to be playing nicely, right? Whenever that happens during the day, fine, I'll do it then. That's my priority at that time. Or if I can only really do a longer check-in in the evening when my kids have gone to bed, then okay, I can do it then, because I can be flexible with when and how that habit happens, as long as I'm getting to it over and over again. And I know I will get to it if I make it a priority. I say, I'm the kind of person who does this, so I'm gonna do it every day, even though that means sometimes the wants are gonna have to wait so I can do this thing that I need. Because each season of our life just looks different, and we gotta work with what we've got, but that doesn't mean that we have to abandon ourselves, right? That never means that you have to stop listening for what you personally need, and what your own inner voice is telling you, okay? And I'm gonna stop there for today. Let me know what questions you have as you're reading, or as you have read, and I will come back and answer those another day. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.